Steve, how is Joe Lolly, and can we expect him to see him play? What does the scan show?
Yeah, I think everyone saw him come off with a tight hamstring the other day, a sore hamstring. So he's doing everything he can to get fit for this game, and it's better than I expected. So he's still got a chance to be involved in the game. So he's still got 2 days training to get through as well. But yeah, he's coming along pretty nicely.
How much do you need him, even if it's not a full game necessarily?
Yeah. Oh, obviously, he's played most of the season. He's probably missed only 1 or 2 games. He's a real threat for us, dangerous with the ball, can create stuff and score goals. So he's, obviously a player we'll miss, but if he doesn't play, but, we've got other players to do that job as well.
The rest of the squad, is there anyone else concerned this going into the weekend?
No, everyone else is good, so that's great to have everyone else available and raring to go for what is going to be obviously a massive game.
So going into this game, I think over the course of the season, everyone has said that the Wanderers have had a great season.
Yeah.
They've returned to the finals first time in 6 years, and they've said somewhat the opposite about Sydney FC season. You only finished 3 points behind them in the league. Does that kind of put things into perspective going into this game that actually maybe the golf is that big?
Well, we don't believe that. We finished on the same wins as Wanderers, so we had a slow start to the season. Obviously, that put us on the back foot, but we've had a great run home. We're unbeaten in 5. We've won 3 in a row. To be quite honest with you, probably the informed team going into the finals, but that really counts for nothing once you're there. It's a massive game. First time we've met in a finals series, us and the Wanderers. So it's going to be interesting, but it's always a massive game. The pressure's always on in this game anyway, and to have it in a final game, it's going to be exciting.
Steve, every week we talk about the injuries and stuff you've had throughout the season. When I think of Wilco, Adam, Jack Rodwell, is there an element to say that we've actually not seen the best of Sydney FC until these last kind of 4 weeks?
Yeah, I think so. It's probably, early on in the season there was always someone missing, and they're crucial players that you're talking about there. Wilco at the back is a rock. Adam up the top is scoring goals, and we've obviously missed him as well. Jack, he's a quality player. And you've seen since Jack and Wilco have been back playing together, our defence has been very strong. So it's not just them two. Everyone's been working hard defensively and doing a great job. We've changed a few little things defensively as well, and that's helped. So, but yeah, we've got the team that we want now. Obviously, we'll see how Joe goes, but there's always going to be times that you get injuries, and you've got to deal with that. We've got a lot of young boys that have shown last week as well. They come off the bench and did a great job, and we really need them to stand up in games like this as well.
Everyone will be talking about that last derby before, but actually when you went over their place, you managed to get a win.
Yeah.
Do you look to, from memory, you kind of scored early and then kind of sat deep, invited them on? Is that kind of what you'd like to recreate?
Well, obviously we want to score first. We know their defence is really strong. It's the best in the league defensively. So we know that's something we really have to be good in attack to score against them. We have to defend well because they do have good, strong players as well and quick players up front that we have to deal with. Obviously, the last game we did, they beat us well. But if you look at all the games, the away teams won, and we beaten them there already this season. We're going to go and do it again and go through to the next round.
They've been watching the highlights of the 4-0. It's been on the walls in their training ground all week. Does that, I don't know, maybe do you read that as they're focusing on the past too much?
I'm not really that interested in what they're watching or the way they want to prepare. That's up to obviously the coach and the way they want to do it. That doesn't interest me on what they're doing. Like I said, finals is different. It's another ball game. It's a one-off game. Could go to penalties. So we have to be ready for that as well and prepare for that. You have to prepare for extra time if that's the case. Whatever it takes to get the job done.
Looking back to that derby, it sort of felt like, or looked like the walls were sort of closing in. But now you look back in hindsight, it's probably the turning point for your run home.
Yeah.
What sort of changed since then?
We made a couple of tactical changes defensively, which has helped with our personnel that we've got in the team. So, you know, we've been on a good roll since then, both in defence and in attack as well. Playing some good football, scoring goals and, you know, creating some good scoring opportunities as well. So, yeah, like that maybe was a turning point for us, you know, maybe something we needed to actually, you know, pull our finger out and make sure that we get ourselves in a good position to try and win.
I think Cove said they would be following through on that boycott for the finals. What's it going to be like for you guys to not have your active support there?
Yeah, obviously tough, I think, for us. A little bit disappointed that they're not coming. You know, they're like our 12th man. We need them there to support the boys. So that's probably the disappointing bit, especially knowing that the RBB and their supporter groups are going to turn up. So, but we will have like maybe 3,000 or 4,000 there supporters supporting us, which is great. You know, it's going to be, I think, pretty much sold out. It's a great stadium to play in. You know, we've played there many times before, and it's a good stadium. And you know, to have our supporters there, it'll be good. Obviously, their supporters be nice and loud as well, which creates a great atmosphere.
Any last-minute play for them to reconsider?
Oh, we would love for them to come, obviously, to get behind the team and support us like they normally do.
Steve, you talked about penalties. Is that actually something you've been practicing this week? I know a couple of times this year, that Wellington game, I had 2 in the space of a minute.
Yeah, it's been a strange year for penalties for us this year. We've missed a few. There will be, you know, we've got a couple of days. We will be practicing them in the next couple of days. I think you have to prepare and just make sure you know who's going to take the penalties if, you know, if they're on at that time as well, which is, you know, 120 minutes down the track. But you have to prepare for everything, and that's something we always do as well.
Steve, going into this game, you mentioned about the potential for a sold-out crowd, the Cove not being there. What would it mean to get the job done in those circumstances? You know, less number, fewer number of fans there against the odds, if you like, given that they're probably favourites for this game. What would that mean?
Yeah, obviously, you know, our job's to win the game. We're going there to win the game. We know what we're up against, and you know, and the team that they are at the moment, they're doing really well. But you know, if you look at the record away from home, we've been one of the best teams in the league. So we're not frightened to go anywhere. We're not frightened to play in front of a big crowd, and you know, it's all about using that pressure in, you know, to help our team play good football and to win the game.
Steve, is this the biggest Sydney derby ever, and what would that win mean for your career and legacy?
I think it probably is the biggest derby game. It's the first time that we've played them in a final series, so you would have to probably say it is the biggest derby game. You know, that's for me the most important thing, is just winning the game. It's not about, you know, what happens after that. It's about winning this game first, and then obviously get into the semi-finals. And we're going to have to face another, you know, strong opponent if we get there. So, but for us, it's about taking one step at a time, getting this job done first, and then you can celebrate that. But you know, with an eye on moving forward.
This core group you've had to been together for quite a while, and I think Wilco alone has got more finals appearances than the entire Wanderers squad. How much does that actually count when you're on the field and in the heat of the battle?
Yeah, it helps. Obviously, these boys have played in the finals before and won finals, so you know they know what to expect. But I think the Wanderers have got good experience as well in their lineup. You know, maybe not so much experience in Australia in finals, but you know, there is a few that have played in finals before. But I think if you look at their team, they do have experienced players that have played in big leagues as well that can handle the pressure.